We'll take a break there. Coming up on Newsline, she saw, she came, and she filled the front pages. We look back on Madonna's 3 days on the road here in London and ask who was kidding who.
Weekends on Sky News. Discover the secret.
When you want publicity, there's one surefire way to get it. That is to make yourself totally unavailable for press and television interviews. Take, for example, Madonna. Apart from the occasional expletive, she's uttered not a word to the ladies and gentlemen of the Fourth Estate. Yet, remarkably, she's attracted more column inches and airtime than anyone else in the country. Not that we're suggesting for a single minute that this stony silence was part of a predetermined plan to whip up interest in her UK concerts. But as our show business reporter Fiona Phillips found out, it didn't half help.
Madonna's views on the British press are well documented. She hates it. In London, for the UK leg of her world tour, she gave them a run for their money.
She knows anyway what it's like here. She's probably laughing. I think she thinks it's funny.
Madonna is the biggest of the lot, no question about that. She's created this thing herself, and she's done it absolutely brilliantly.
All's fair in love and business.
She may be publicity shy, but Madonna's lunchtime jogs around a packed Hyde Park in sweltering heat were a publicity man's dream.
I just can't believe I've actually seen her, even though I like the bodyguards really in tight. But I mean, they were really great. I mean, there's all the stories in the press about pushing and shoving. There was none of that today.
I think she's off a rocker. I mean, I said, you know, Mad Dog's an Englishman and Madonna out in this heat. It's a bit for publicity, I think.
Well, I think a lot of that's carefully worked out. I think a bunch of people sit down in a room in New York before they come here and say, now, how are we going to get on the front pages of newspapers? And I think that if she thought that by going to some sick children's hospital, she would get even more publicity, she'd be doing that rather than running in Hyde Park. I think Madonna, all that matters is that she gets the maximum amount of hype and as a result the maximum amount of money.
And it worked. Madonna mania ran riot. The diminutive star scored more headline-hitting stories in 3 days than most pop stars could ever wish for. Her love life was exposed, her bodyguards' backgrounds came under scrutiny, and there were plenty of column inches devoted to her raunchy stage show. It was a gift for Fleet Street.
Madonna knows, and I've been told too, about how the press is here, and you just kind of have to know the way it is, and it doesn't surprise you if you know, because you obviously will read things that are so untrue. Of course, in America and everywhere they'll have those things, but here I think it's just like completely, they'll hear an interview somewhere and take things from that and twist it around, and then it's just, things are just so untrue.
Months of hype finally became reality when the Blond Ambition tour opened at Wembley. Thousands of fans flocked to the show, which had hit headlines all over the world for its ridicule of the church, its risque dance routines, and steamy love scenes.
Like a virgin.
Angry listeners jammed the switchboard of the national radio station after Madonna turned the airwaves blue with a barrage of four-letter expletives during a live broadcast of her last Wembley date. She'd been specifically asked to tone her act down. In the event, she made sure it was her raunchiest performance of the tour. A surefire attention grabber. Once again, she made the headlines.
Yeah, you make me fall.
Taylor's brilliant. Brilliant. She's lovely. Nothing better.
She was quite erotic on certain some of her numbers, but it was quite good, quite entertaining.
Honestly, she was really good, yeah.
Why?
I don't know, it's probably sex appeal. She's got so much sex appeal, it's unbelievable.
She was absolutely fantastic.
Very, very horny woman.
I'm telling you, and I'm a woman myself, but I'll tell you what, she knows what to do.
This one's not going to run out of steam for a long time. There's a lot of mileage in this girl. She's fit, she's producing good things. The new film, Dick Tracy, proves that there's more to Madonna even than we'd realised. This one will run and run. There's a lot of steam left in Madonna. There's a lot more to come.
You know it's legal for me to take you down to the station and sweat it out of you under the lights.
I sweat a lot better in the dark.
Dick Tracy represents a watershed in Madonna's career. Her role as Breathless Mahoney was widely acclaimed. As an actress, she'd arrived. Off-screen, the unrelenting hype continued. Was the reported relationship with Warren Beatty for real, or was it yet another cog in the ever-productive publicity works?
Whose side are you on?
Side I'm always on. Mine.
On the other side, the going gets tough. As Madonna's bodyguards fend off fans at the end of a 14-mile run, it's time for the photographers who followed her all the way to see if they've managed to capture that all-important, lucrative front-page picture.
Well, one, you've got to keep out of the minder's way. Two, you've got to be able to run, sprint in front of them, stop, turn around, take a picture, and then dodge out the way before you get caught by one of them. So you're running quite a lot further than she is, although we didn't exactly do 14 miles.
There's an awful lot of amateurs have got in on the act with all the publicity. They're running along with their little sure shots, and you know, it's a bit of a bean fight, but you know, you've got a few pictures.
Whatever the papers say, the material girl will always have the last laugh. She's the mistress of her fate, the captain of her body, and with a personal fortune of $200 million, she's also one of the 10 richest women in the world. Her new single, Hanky Panky, will add to that wealth, and in true Madonna style, it's already causing a commotion.
Fiona Phillips on the road with Madonna. Tomorrow night on